Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Fantasy Warfare here on World Championship Wreckage's YouTube channel. I'm XLJ, the OG, and hey, if you're not familiar with this show, Fantasy Warfare is where we take and build some of the all-time great fantasy professional wrestling cards. Now, this month, we're doing the format slightly different. We're not taking roster versus roster, era versus era. No, we're combining them all up because WrestleMania season is upon us. It's literally right around the corner. And so why not just have a fantasy WrestleMania card? And today is going to be a very special episode. I am so excited for this because joining me here today on the episode, first and foremost, you know her. You love her show here on World Championship Wreckage's YouTube channel, Queen's Court. She is the tribal queen herself, one tribal queen Breigh. How are you, my friend?
I mean, it's been a hectic week, but I am doing good. How are you?
We're doing amazing. Excited. WrestleMania is upon us. Cannot wait for WrestleMania 40 this year. And I'm also very excited about this, too. Join us for the very first time here on World Championship Wreckage's YouTube channel. She has an amazing channel or amazing content on her TikToks, on the, I'm an old fuck. I just said the TikToks, all Instagram, all that social media you kids are doing, the X or whatever the hell you call it. One Chrissy Tina is with us here tonight. How are you, my friend?
Hello, babies. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for inviting me on. Breigh, I'm a huge fan of your content, and I'm super excited to be working with you. A little stereotypical that they put both the women together, but
Right.
like baby steps, right?
Hey, the big boss dad hat was like, hey, can you do this? And I was like, all right, I'll make the magic happen. I got to make the boss happy here. It is his YouTube channel. So, anyways, excited to have you both on board for this incredible, this is going to be a fun episode of Fantasy Warfare. But before we get into it here and talk too much, one thing I always like to do to start off this show, because you're going to have some amazing cards, but I got to know what venue, where are we going to watch this WrestleMania? Breigh, I'll start with you first. Where are we watching your WrestleMania card at?
It is gonna be. I've said they need to have a WrestleMania here at the Big House in Ann Arbor.
Oh, okay. So we're staying in Michigan, but yeah, okay. I fill us in. So what is the Big House in Ann Arbor? Is that like a stadium? Is that a
Yes, it is home. Well, it's called the Big House, but it is home to now the national champion football team, the Michigan Wolverines.
Okay, I got to plead the fifth. Like, yeah, I didn't realize that's what it was called. Okay, so yeah, because that's a famous stadium. Isn't that actually
it's huge.
The largest stadium in all of college football? I think.
I was gonna check how many people it held before the show, but I want to say it might be a far-fetched number, like 100,000. Like it's really big.
I believe that. I think you can get that and then some. So, what about you, Chrissy? Where are we having your show at? Where's your WrestleMania happening at?
My heart will always be in this place, so it can only be in one place: Yankee Stadium, the Bronx, New York.
Okay. And you know what's fascinating? I don't think they've ever done a big show at Yankee Stadium.
There's never been a WrestleMania at a Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, well, no, other than if you go way back in the day, I guess. I don't think they've ever. Well, shit, WWF back in the day used to run got where the Mets played, right?
Yeah, they used to run Shea, but they've never been to the Bronx.
Thank you. Yeah. Interesting, man. That and it kind of is the head scratcher too. It's like it's Yankee Stadium, for God's sakes, whether you love them or hate the Yankees. So
I think it's because of the area, because the area may not be the safest, but that just goes to show that only a true wrestling fan would be willing to risk their safety to go through the 161st Street area to go to Yankee Stadium to watch WrestleMania. So only the real true fans will deserve to go to My Mania, or you get Hunger Games out.
Shit, with the price of tickets too, you might as well, man. So
honestly,
does that mean I get a cheaper ticket? No, probably not. No, I thought I'd try. So okay, both are solid venues, man. I could see it. I could see either of these hosting a Mania. But Breigh, I'll start off. What's your opening matchup of your WrestleMania?
All right. So I had to rewrite this a couple times because I had a bunch of people in this, but for the pre-show, I had a women's scramble, I called it, with the theme of women through the times. And I put, originally there was 10 women, but I got it down to 9. So we had Melina, Mickey James, Alexa Bliss, Elentra Blaze, the fabulous Moolah, Natalia, Alicia Fox, and Paige. And then AJ Lee was a surprise entrant.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. That's a pretty solid. And did you say this is a pre-show match?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And if you want to do a pre-show, that's totally fine. Of course, Chrissy's over here like, oh, you son of a bitch. You didn't tell me that. I don't think I
know what you
did.
think this is. After that last white man lie you told me, I got a pre-match show on my card too.
She knew better. She knew better.
I got it in the holster, baby. You got me last time. Never again. Never again.
Yeah. You're a smart cookie. Okay, and I guess I would assume probably because of the big pop, AJ go over in this one.
Yes. Okay. I put AJ Lee one.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Chrissy, what is going to be your pre-show matchup?
My pre-show matchup is also a women's matchup. It is a women's tag match between Lay Cool and the Iconics.
Ooh.
The theming of my mania is basically Justice Mania. Basically, everyone who has ever been undersold by the machine, everyone that's ever been undersold by Vince, this is their mania to shine. Both Michelle McCool and Layla have done incredible work, are incredible athletes. Michelle McCool, honestly, being taken more seriously now in her Legend WrestleMania returns or like Royal Rumble returns than she did in most of her regular career. And Layla was an amazing athlete. The Iconics were gone way too soon. And in my match, the Iconics get the W.
Yes, that truly would be iconic. I had to do it once. I'm sorry, but yeah, I love that, and I love both those teams too. Both of those teams. Man, can I just say, and you got to witness this too, if I remember correctly, Chrissy. Like the Iconics winning the women's tag team titles. You were there at that Mania, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. And I cried
from
behind the Titantron, but I still cried.
Yeah, but still though, like that was such a cool moment, man. Both of those ladies, well deserving of those tag team titles, and a WrestleMania moment too. So. Damn. Okay. Solid pre-show matches, but let's move on to the main card, to the pay-per-view. What's your opening contest, Chrissy?
My opening contest is Roddy Piper versus William Regal.
Ooh.
Now
once again, two gentlemen that were never used to their full capacity. Roddy Piper probably being one of the greatest legends to have never won a major heavyweight championship during his time. William Regal getting very much the Oscars treatment where they're giving him his flowers significantly after the fact. William Regal is incredibly underrated in the ring as a mat technician. Same thing with Piper. In this match, Piper goes over.
Nice. That's a solid opener. I like that. And you're blowing my mind because that's another one I never really thought of. And that's the beautiful thing about this show too. There's just so many great matchups you never even think of, and then you hear it, and it's just like, fuck yeah, that sounds like a awesome pay-per-view matchup, awesome a WrestleMania match too. That's solid. I'm here for that. And if that's your opener, I cannot wait to see the rest of your card here. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm going through all the bullshit to get to Yankee Stadium just to see that matchup alone. Maybe I can borrow some of Regal's like brass knucks or something. I don't know if that'd help.
I got you, baby. I still got street cred back home. I got your back. Don't worry.
Hey. All right, Breigh, I'm gonna come to you, my friend. What's your opening match at WrestleMania?
I'm so excited for this because on Queen's Court we talk about this person just about every week, and I call this one the Battle of the Wardrobe. The opening match is Seth Rollins versus Randy Savage.
Oh
wow!
God. I knew Randy was going to be involved, but I didn't know you were putting him out of the gate. And I get Seth Rollins.
That opening, his music, just starting out the show. I know I would cry.
It's the battle of the entrances. That's wild.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
You know, I got to say, one of my all-time favorite Seth entrances at a Mania was 34, where he came out as like the Night King. Because I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. So
absolutely. That was New Orleans.
That was dope, man. That was so sick. But my God, I cannot even imagine the gear that these two would wear in this matchup, man. It's like, you know what would be cool? I would love to see homages to each other. So let's see Randy come out like with
Ooh.
some Seth style gear, and I could
Yeah.
totally see Seth come out with like Randy gear, like with tassels and the cowboy hat and stuff.
Because I mean, you
Dude.
never know what Randy is gonna come out with, and you never know what Seth's gonna come out with.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
dude,
love that.
that's fucking great too, man. So, who is winning this amazing opener you have here?
I put Randy beats Seth.
I love Seth, but I mean, it's come on, Macho Man through and through.
It's Macho Man.
Oh yeah, dig it. Both of you had amazing openers, man. This is solid. But Breigh, what are you following that up with? What's the second match on your WrestleMania card?
Oh, this one, it's gonna be kind of a comedy match, and it's Johnny Knoxville versus Doink.
Say that again. What the fuck? Johnny Knoxville versus Doink? Okay. Okay, I gotta hear this one.
Well, because I wanted to include Doink somewhere in there because, like, with watching all the old Raws, like, I really like Doink's wrestling. Like, I try to, like, not pay attention to his, like, little, like, the clown outfit and everything, but, and then I'm like, well, who could I put him up against? And then I remember Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville at Mania. I'm like, well, let's see what those two can do.
Okay, I can see a lot of shenanigans in this one
Mhm.
too. A lot of props. I mean,
Interference with the Jackass crew.
okay.
No, absolutely.
Interference with Dink.
Yep, and then can we have Carrot Top at ringside too? The ultimate prop
Oh my God.
comic. He'd be like, "What the fuck, guys? You're stealing my gimmick, shit." Oh man, that is
I love that.
you know what? You got me there. That is not one I thought about. And so Johnny Knoxville against Doink. Okay, who's going over in this one?
Oh, what did I said Doink won.
Okay. Do we get multiple Doinks?
Oh, I could see multiple Doinks interfering.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that.
That is fair. So okay, it's been a very interesting start to your card, Breigh. But Chrissy, I want to come back to you. What is following that classic Piper versus Regal matchup?
So it's funny that you and I had Macho Man very early on the card in very different situations. My match for the second match of the official card is a ladder match between Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Macho Man Randy Savage, Taka Michinoku, Tajiri, RVD, Lance Storm, Ricochet, Finn Balor. These are all probably some of the absolute best cruiserweight into interim weight wrestlers, just bar none. Most of these gentlemen have worked the world over, not just in WWE alone. This would have a very good mixture of both just mat skill style wrestling along with the high flying aspects, with someone like Ricochet, with someone like Finn Balor, with someone like RVD. But then with the technicians, you get Tajiri, you get Lance Storm, you get Steamboat. And I feel like this would be a very big visual match, probably very much one of those moments where you see the scroll at the top of your screen, those freeze camera moments. This is probably where a lot of those images are going to come from. My winner to go over in this match is Prince Puma himself, Ricochet.
Yes, let's give Ricochet some love.
Mhm.
But man, I gotta be honest with you, deep down inside, I was hoping like you were gonna say Taka Michinoku because I was like, oh my god, Taka Michinoku, yes,
It
let's
was
fucking
close.
go.
It's close. It was between Ricochet or Tajiri, actually. It was real close to Tajiri.
I love me
So
the Japanese
close.
buzzsaw too, dude. That is fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. And that is just such a unique crew you got there, like of just wrestlers I never dreamt of being in the same matchup. Like Macho Man Randy Savage and Tajiri and Ricochet and all in the same matchup. And by the way, it's a ladder match? Holy
The
shit.
reason why Macho is in there specifically is because even for his time and for his stature, he was a little bit more athletic than his counterparts. So like an
Okay.
like an Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, people along those lines, he was always one of the more athletic, bigger men. So I feel like even in terms of mat wrestling, he can hold himself against someone like a Lance Storm or someone like a Taka. And then to have the like the offset of the high flyers, you have the RVD, the Ricochet. Finn can do both. It's a big show out for all of them. the big show out that a lot of them never had the chance to get. Not a comedy match, not something that's ethnically based, just something that shows that these are all true technicians of the sport, and for them to get their final flowers.
Hell yeah. I love that. Is it, let me ask you this. Are we any titles online, a Money in the Bank, anything like that? Or are they grabbing something, or is it just
This is just a guaranteed contract for the world championship. But caveat is that it's by the end of that calendar year. It doesn't go into the other one like Money in the Bank. It's finite.
Okay.
Once that year ends, that's it. So you're forced into more of a time constraint.
I like that concept too. I wonder why nobody's ever done that before. That would make sense on so many levels too. Because
Drew Carey's in the Hall of Fame. Nothing makes sense.
100 there, yeah. Yeah, and yet somebody like who's done so much for wrestling, a celebrity like a Cyndi Lauper's not in there, or you have a great like Bam Bam Bigelow's not in there. But you know what? Papa H is doing some rights, I will say, this year with that Hall of Fame class. It's pretty stellar, man. So
absolutely.
So I'll give Papa H his due. So well, that is a very, very compelling matchup and an amazing opener too. But what are you following that up with? What's your third match?
So my third match, let me see here, 1, 2, yep. So this one is going to be the first official women's match on the card. These are two women that I think were highly underrated for their time. It is going to be Bayley, who is our Women's Royal Rumble winner going into WrestleMania for this year, going up against Victoria. Ooh. Victoria is somebody who I feel has done some of her best work outside of WWE, unfortunately. And I want this moment for Victoria specifically to be the moment where she is seen for what she is, which is a powerhouse physically. She can move on the mat. She has so much that she's given the business over the years. Just it wasn't given to WWE, unfortunately. So this is her time to shine. Bayley and Victoria is just your classic storyline of like the old timer can't do it anymore. The old timer has to prove herself to the young upstart. And the fact that Bayley keeps getting called a young upstart is what turns her heel. She's been in this business for long enough for her to be respected, but she's still getting hey kid by people that are higher on the card because she's not seen as important as the rest of the horsewomen. So this is her moment to try and prove herself. Victoria gets the W.
Hell yeah. I love that. Like I had something I thought would be cool to add to it, but the way you described it is like picture perfect. But I am going to throw this out here just because like I think this would be kind of interesting to see too, but I will say this. I think your version's better. What if we had two people in each of their corners and two people who are also getting disrespected and who they have WrestleMania matches with? Let's put Io Sky in Bayley's corner. And I'm not counting everything that's going on. We're past that, right? We're saying this is after what happens this year. And let's put Molly Holly in Victoria's corner because Molly Holly and Victoria had to fight to get on that WrestleMania 20 card. For God's sake, she gave up her fucking hair so she could get 6 minutes on a show, and she was one of the best. They were one of the best fucking matches on that show.
XLJ, baby, you're just too slow for me because Molly's already on my card. Later on the card. On the card.
Okay.
So you got to keep up, sweetheart.
Okay. I can dig it. I should have known better. So, all right. Well, that's solid. That is solid. A solid 1-2 punch you have back to back there. But Breigh, I'm going to come back to you. What in the world are we following up Johnny Knoxville and Doink with?
Oh wait, I skipped. I almost went. It is just a classic tag team match. Originally I had wanted to do kind of a father versus son in this spot, but I put the Steiners versus KO and Sammy.
Ooh.
I originally wanted to do Rick Steiner versus Braun Breaker, but since Braun hasn't been in a WrestleMania match yet, I realized that after I wrote it down, I'm like,
but that would be a dope match, though.
That's so good.
But even doper is this one, though. KO and Sammy against the Steiner brothers, man. Steiner brothers, easily one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And then Sammy and KO, man, like what they did last year with the Usos and just like even going back before like their WWE days with like, you know, Kevin Steen, El Generico, man, the stuff they did in Ring of Honor, PWG, and so many other companies. I love that. I love that matchup too. And I could see poor Sammy is going to be bumping like crazy for Rick and Scott Steiner, man. Like that's gonna be a tough night for Sammy. But I
He's
gotta
gonna get a
ask you,
bonus.
yeah, hopefully he gets a bonus, and maybe I don't know, maybe Scott Steiner lets him have a couple free breakfast buffets at Shoney's or something. Who knows?
Mhm.
Anyways, who's going over in this one?
Oh, I put KO and Sammy take the
I like that.
victory.
I like
Mhm.
that. As much as I love the Steiners, man, I think let's do the right thing here. Let's give KO and Sammy their flowers. Damn it,
Mhm.
they deserve it. Solid. That's a solid tag team matchup, man. I love that. All right. So, what are you following up after this tag team classic?
Oh, I put down two of my favorite talkers. One from modern times and one from the 90s. I put LA Knight versus Ted DiBiase.
Ooh, that's
Ooh,
interesting.
that's a
And they have
very
history with being on NXT when
yeah,
the LA
yeah.
Knight Cameron Grimes feud.
Yeah, because it's like Ted DiBiase's like, you took my $1 million belt, damn it. Like this is I love that. That's another one I did not think about. And once you spoke it into existence, it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
LA Knight against the $1 million man. I can dig it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid. Like, let me ask you this. Do we put the $1 million belt on the line here?
I didn't think about that, but yeah, let's do it.
All right. I like it. So then who's going over? Does everybody got a prize? Or are we going with the mega superstar?
I said the mega superstar LA Knight.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
think
like
that's the right
that.
thing. And Ted DiBiase putting over LA Knight. I mean, come on, man. The man deserves it. So, and this may be a hot take. I'm going to say, I said this on another episode of Fantasy Warfare, but I'm cool with what they're doing, but I really truly think LA Knight deserved a bigger moment this year at Mania. I
Yeah.
mean, that's no
Absolutely.
disrespect to AJ. I love AJ, but it should have been something else in my opinion, but it is what it is. And still, you're not going to stop the gravy train that is LA Knight, damn it. So, but I love that. That's a pretty dope matchup. But let's go back to the Bronx. What is following Bailey versus Victoria?
This is just something personally for me. XLJ, after working last time, there are certain people we don't like in this household. Your boy Terry Bollea being one of them.
Fuck
This
you, Terry.
match is Hulk Hogan versus the Iron Sheik.
Oh,
And the
yes.
Iron Sheik dog walks Hogan
Yes.
for
Beat
15 minutes.
Beat the fuck out of that jabroni. Like, I want him to break that jabroni's leg.
Iron Sheik beats him so badly, he thinks he's Thunder Lips again from the Rocky movies. He beats him into another plane of existence. If y'all ain't understanding what I'm saying now, Iron Sheik wins the match. I'm not sure if I made that clear. But yeah, this is just personally for me. There's going to be a few of these matches on this card. When I say Justice Mania, it's not just for the wrestlers, it's for the fans as well. And this is just something that I would salivate for at the chance to see.
Hell yeah, dude. And it's happened already in a couple episodes. We've done Fantasy Warfare. You're popping Reggie, my dog. He wants to see it too. He wants to see the Sheiky baby just beat the fuck out of that jabroni Hulk Hogan. Yeah. I'm here for it, man. I love too 15 minutes of him just like beating the piss out of him. Like, I don't even want to see Hogan get any damn offense.
Exactly.
I want to see Hogan he starts the match to do his stupid spiel and does this, and then Sheik just grabs him and is just like waylaying the fuck out of him.
Absolutely. That is the goal.
Justice for Sheiky, baby. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, you got my vote on that one for sure, but what are you following up with Hulk Hogan and the Iron Sheik?
To follow with the theme of the Mania, which is justice, we have the very first ever women's champion, or one of the first, Wendy Richter, versus the very last official WWF women's champion, Trish Stratus. I feel like this is probably a generational match that not a lot of people have thought about. A lot of people tend to forget how talented Wendy Richter is or was at that time, especially when she was in her hottest, when she was dealing with Cyndi Lauper. Trish, when she was taken seriously as an athlete, was probably one of the best to do it. This match is just for basically it gets the title, but it's specifically that title. It's the official person who retires that title. Wendy never wanted it to go to Trish. Trish should not have been the one to retire it. How dare she? It should be mine. It was always mine. Moolah took it away from me with that Spider-Woman gimmick. I never had a chance. I was the original screw job. This is my spot. This is my time. Wendy gets the W.
Ooh, she is cooking, folks. Hell yeah, that is, man, it doesn't get more compelling than that, dude. That is some phenomenal storytelling, my friend. That is, hell yeah. I love it. I love it. And I love too, like I've been on a podcast with you before there on our Learn the Ropes show over on Cole TV. Quick shout out to that. And I love how you brought up like Wendy Richter's matchup there at WrestleMania 1, 2, which is one of those matches that doesn't get nearly as much love and credit as it should. I mean, such a huge trend setting. For God's sakes, it was the semi-main event of the 1st WrestleMania. Here's the thing, folks. That match doesn't happen. You don't get all the other celebrity involvement. We're not talking about WrestleMania is the thing, because Cyndi Lauper was the first celebrity that started that whole snowball of other celebrities coming into the WWF at that time frame. So hell yeah, I fucking love that matchup, man, and I love your card. But let's go back to Ann Arbor, and what are we doing after LA Knight against Ted DiBiase?
Oh, I'm trying to think, because this matchup will make me a little emotional. I'm gonna go with Ted DiBiase's former tag team partner Mike Rotunda versus his son Bray Wyatt.
Oh shit, man. You are pulling on the heartstrings here, my friend. My God, a father versus son matchup. And not only that, we're talking like one of the great, if not the greatest, like psychological wrestler of all time in Bray Wyatt. I can't even fathom the stories you could tell there with Bray. And he could talk, you could go into so much intricate detail about like, Dad, you were never there. You were, all I wanted to do was like, I don't know, I'm just using this as an example, like just wanted you to be at my softball games,
he can say I didn't get my mic skills from you.
Ouch. But yeah. But you know what though? Everybody needs to pay their damn taxes. I'm just saying.
Oh God. They're all tax cheats.
That's right. No. And I like too that you're saying Mike Rotunda and not IRS. As much as I love the IRS character, I think for the significance of this matchup, it makes sense that it is Mike Rotunda against Bray Wyatt. Let me ask you this: which Bray Wyatt? Are we talking Bray Wyatt like the Wyatt family? Are we talking the Fiend, or are we talking Firefly Funhouse Bray? Are we talking the last rendition of Bray that we got?
I'm thinking the last rendition. That's what I had in my mind.
I think that makes the most sense, because if you think about that last rendition of him, it was like a combination of like all of his characters in one. There was elements from each one, and it's a damn shame. Of course, we didn't get to see where that went to, but dude, I love this. I love this father versus son dynamic. And this is another one I never even thought about, man. I never even thought about it, but it makes perfect fucking sense.
I like that one a lot.
That being said, who's going over in this father versus son clash?
I put down Bray.
I think that's the right thing here. I think Mike Rotunda, one of the all-time greats, a phenomenal in-ring competitor. But like Bray Wyatt, I will say this. I think, honestly, he's on the Mount Rushmore of the most unique characters in all pro wrestling. Right up there with like a Undertaker or Sting, honestly. So, yeah, that's some pretty solid stuff, man. I love that father versus son matchup. As great as that is, what in the world are we going to follow after that roller coaster and emotional type of matchup?
Ooh. I originally wasn't going to bring it up, but I kind of wanted to see this happen. X-Pac versus Ricochet.
Oh, yes. You know what I want to say? On all the shows we've done here this month on these fantasy warfares, I think Ricochet has been featured on at least every single one of these cards, and I think that speaks volumes about like the greatness of Ricochet, man. That guy just does not get nearly as much love, But you know what? When you're dating Samantha Irvine, that's not a bad thing. Though.
Sometimes you got to take a couple L's to get the W. Sometimes you got to sacrifice a couple of things.
You damn Skippy hippie. But anyways, that's X-Pac against Ricochet. That's an interesting one, man. That's an interesting one. And Breigh, I know you're learning this a lot, like on your show, because you're right there, like in
1, 2,
his
3
rise,
kid.
1, 2, 3 kids rise to like as one of these great, white meat baby face, the ultimate underdog, man. So I love that this matchup and Ricochet. I mean, what more can we say about Ricochet? The guy is like insanely phenomenal in the ring. So that being said, who's going over between X-Pac and Ricochet?
Oh, it might be controversial. I said X-Pac.
Okay. All right. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna argue it. I love Ricochet, but I mean, X-Pac's X-Pac.
This one's amazing as well. Yeah.
Yeah. They're both great. They're both phenomenal competitors.
And at the end, he will tell Ricochet to suck it.
Now, I tell you what, you would have popped me if you said 1, 2, 3 kid against Ricochet.
I almost did.
But you know what? A lot of people, that's what everybody remembers him for as X-Pac, and rightfully so, man. So solid one, dude. That is solid. But let's go back to the Bronx. We had this incredible Wendy Richter Trish Stratus moment in Justice Mania. Who's getting some justice next, Chrissy?
So to keep the relation between Trish and Lita as close as possible, the next match following up is going to be AJ Lee versus Lita in a legacy style match where AJ Lee, during her most chaotic mental breakdown phase style of her character, has to deal with a legendary Lita telling her, like, listen, like, it's great that you looked up to me and things like that, but I can't condone you acting this way. And that gets AJ to snap. And she immediately starts just losing it and wrecking shop backstage and screaming and yelling and carrying on and injuring other female competitors backstage until she gets Lita at Mania. Because how dare you be the reason why I am the way that I am? It's your fault why I am this way. I would have never been here if it wasn't for you. The match is a clinic because AJ is highly underrated when it comes to mat work, and Lita is probably obviously one of the best female high flyers that they've ever had. But when all the chips are down, AJ gets the W for this match.
Oh yeah, I think the internet would shut down as much as everybody loves Lita. I think they would shut down if AJ Lee doesn't go over. I mean, you talk about one of the most beloved, not only female, like most beloved wrestlers of all time is AJ Lee, man. I mean, there's you hear it every day. And a matter of fact, I think I read something the other day, rumors that AJ Lee may possibly be making a return, like even possibly at WrestleMania, I think I was reading. So that would be crazy. It's gotten
to the point where people are just saying things into the ether, hoping that she possibly hears it.
It's like, we just have to manifest this somehow. Yeah,
exactly. She's that missed.
Yeah, and rightfully so, man. So, and I love too, you talk about two trendsetters, two competitors that are way ahead of their time. This match makes perfect sense on paper, and I love it, and I'm here for it, man. I think that is pretty solid. So, you got a damn good card, but I think at this point, I think we're ready. It's time for your semi-main event here. What in the world are we gonna do after AJ and Lita?
What do you mean seven? I got a whole bunch more card to go. You said at least 8 matches.
Well, I thought isn't that 6? Oh, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So we got you got 2 more.
I got more than that. I can cut it down if you need me to. You said at least 8.
I guess. Okay. So it was just supposed to be 8. I'm sorry. But if you want to do more, we can do more.
My God. The colonizer rules again. I can't do it. I can only jump up through so many hoops as a Latin woman on this podcast to fit your needs, XLJ.
We're not doing 2 nights, and hey, I can't be like it. I can't be in the Bronx for over 6 hours. Come on now. As much as I love it.
All right. So I'm gonna have to look through my card again and not. So how many more am I allowed to say?
Yeah, we usually go with 8 on here, but I mean, Breigh, are you okay? I'm okay with doing more if you are.
Yeah, I can probably. I'll think of something.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just keep going
Breigh,
because
what
this
do
is
you-
too good.
Breigh, he's not playing. Breigh, where do you want to go to? And I'll go there. 10?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Fair.
Right. We're gonna be a supersized episode. Hell yeah. I like it.
The others ran over time. We can afford
right.
to get extra time.
That's right, damn it. So all right, I will, or are you okay with continuing on? You want to go with your next one since Bree's got to add a
Yeah.
couple? Okay.
Yeah.
right.
So it's 4. So I'm at 6 right now. So it's 4
Yeah.
more matches. I
Yeah.
got you right now. So this one is one of my biggest storyline based matches. It is heel Eddie Guerrero and heel Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio with Eddie in his corner versus Rey Mysterio with Ultimo Dragon in his corner. Storyline is that Dominic is fighting Mysterio for the right to have Eddie Guerrero's last name. He doesn't want to be a Mysterio anymore. He wants to be with his real father. He wants to be with the person who actually cares about him, the person who should have won the Dominic on a pole match in the first place. He wants the Guerrero last name. Dominic and Eddie go over.
Okay. That is fuck, dude. That's sick. I don't even know what to say to that. Like that's man, I am salivating at just thinking about that matchup. That's once again, it writes itself. I mean, there's what more can you say about that? So hell yeah. I guess I will be staying extra hours in the Bronx because of that one. So Breigh, what do you got next? Are you ready to come back to you? You got a couple more you want to throw in here or
Yeah, I got one.
all right.
Before the two semi-main.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I just thought of, and I hate saying this name, but I'm gonna say Omos versus Giant Gonzalez.
You are upsetting your co-host of freaking Queen's Court somewhere. I feel like that was just a personal dig at him because he fucking hates Giant Gonzalez. Shout out to Michael. He is good. I can hear him now. Like, what the fuck? Giant Gonzalez against Omos. You are literally competing with the likes of like Kane versus the Great Khali, Brock Lesnar versus Omos of last year. Just like
it's a match that nobody wants.
yes, but you know what? We gotta slow the crowd down after that X-Pac Ricochet matchup.
It's
so.
the bathroom
Not a
break
match that nobody wants.
Yeah, everybody's got to go take a piss. You know, we're in Ann Arbor here. It's probably cold. You know, maybe snowing. Who knows? The first WrestleMania that's snowing. So I got to go take a leak. What better time to do it than Omos versus Giant Gonzalez? Dare I ask who the hell's going over in this one?
Omos for sure.
Omos. I can't wait to hear Dad Hat's reaction to your WrestleMania card, Breigh. You've got Omos against Giant Gonzalez. You've got Johnny Knoxville against Doink. Like, what's next? What are we doing in Ann Arbor? What's going on in Ann Arbor?
Oh man. Crazy stuff.
This is some good shit, though. I love it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Do you got one you want to follow up with, or I can come back to you?
Yeah, come back.
Okay. All right, Chrissy, what have you got next on your card after this amazing Mysterio name battle?
So this is the final match going into the 2 semi-main events, correct?
Yes, because this would be match 8, right?
Yep. So this is my comedy match. Vince McMahon is in the ring. He's trying to do his welcome to WrestleMania shtick, and the lights cut. The lights come back up. The ring is filled with Tori Wilson, Sable, Jacqueline, Terry Reynolds, Miss Jackie, Stacy Keibler, Molly Holly, Christy Hemme, and Ashley. And they, for the next 10 minutes, proceed to hardcore match the fuck out of Vince McMahon. I'm talking kendo sticks, chains, barbed wire, trash can lids, trash cans, ladders, tables, chairs. They wreck him to within an inch of his life. And then just as he's there, bleeding into the canvas, gasping for air and begging for the end, Joan Jett hits. Ronda Rousey walks down to the ring. Ronda Rousey armbars him until he is forced to tap and he is drugged out of the match. It is the women match. It is the women's revenge match. It is the Hell Hath No Fury match. Obviously, the women win.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And we ultimately win too when we see that old fucker go like get his ass handed to him like he rightfully should.
I
And
hope
I love,
judges. Who knew?
yeah, and I love that you like, and I'll be the first to admit I'm not a Ronda fan, but I love the fact that you have Ronda coming out and just fucking destroying him, and too like how apropos it just came out. Her book just came out, and those comments she made in her book about Vince and stuff, which she's calling it like she sees it.
Mhm.
So yeah, fuck Vince McMahon. He deserves the ass beating. So yeah, I'm
I'm
here
just
for that.
petty, honestly.
No,
I'm just
I
petty.
love this. I love this. You said Justice Mania, man. It's just like
Mhm.
it's like fuck, dude. I'm gonna move into the goddamn Bronx at this point. If I can get to see the Sheik beat the fuck out of Hulk, Vince McMahon practically murdered. It's like, yeah, I feel at home here. Yeah. I'm just
The
gonna
violence
move.
is taking over you. Welcome to the Bronx.
Yeah. I'm here for it, dude. Fuck yeah. So, well, we'll come back to your semi main event here, but Bree, you got a couple more you want to add?
I do. I have one before my semi and main. I gotta get my guy Tatanka in here
Yes.
and do Tatanka versus Chad Gable.
Oh, I
Oh.
like that. That's a
I
solid
kept
one.
thinking of who would I want to see Tatanka face, like from the modern era, and like Chad Gable was like the first to come in mind.
That's a solid matchup. Tatanka is such an underestimated wrestler.
Mhm.
Like, man, Tatanka, he was so good in the ring. Like, and damn it, fuck you, Ludwig Borga, you asshole.
Oh my god!
Should have
Don't
never
bring that
defeated
up.
Tatanka. I'm sorry, Bree. I'm sorry. But
Horrible.
okay. Who's going over in this one?
I like that.
Oh, Chad Gable.
I'm okay with that. I think that because I love me some Chad Gable. But I you know what? Honestly, that's one. Either one of them could have gone over, and it
Mhm.
would have been great. So yeah, I love it. So I think we're at 8 matches apiece, right? If I'm doing math is hard for me at this point.
Math is really hard.
Yeah, so yeah, that's 1, 2.
It's all that prime. It's all that prime you've been drinking.
Yeah, dude, for real. But it's delicious, and it'll quench your thirst. And you can get the strawberry banana now out in stores. Just saying, Logan Paul doesn't pay, but he should.
Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Please sponsor him.
Okay, so by my count, we have got 8 apiece here. You know what, Christy? Let's go back to you here. What is your semi-main event?
My semi-main event is something that is very dear to my heart. I'm sorry because your match, XLJ, because I was going to try and suck up a little bit, had to get cut for this one suddenly. But this one for me, it's Sean Punk. But specifically, I found Jesus return to fight Triple H at SummerSlam. Shawn Michaels with the jeans and the white tank top with the biblical quote, that style Shawn Michaels versus Straight Edge Society Punk. Just solely based off of that quote during that one promo where Sean tells Punk, you and I are very much alike. We're very similar. And Punk goes, well, that's not the case because I was never addicted to drugs. Just that one moment is based off of 1,000 different timelines that could have expanded, where they could have had a match on the caliber of Punk and Undertaker at Mania, but unfortunately it never panned out. Well, God damn it, I'm gonna get what I want. And this I want. The in-ring work, the psychology from both gentlemen. Heel Punk forcing Sean to kind of lose his religion slightly and almost get to that breaking point, and Sean having to find resolve and trying not to lose his morality and lose his way of living just to deal with Punk. That is what I want to see. But at the end, Punk gets the W.
I like that. And I like that you narrowed it down specifically to both of them in certain areas. And I think what's cool about that is you're talking Straight Edge Society Punk. And there was a lot of comparisons to him being like a cult-like leader, almost he kind of had this Jesus vibe, if you will, and like he's all of his followers, in the Straight Edge Society, like with Serena and with Gallows and with Joey Mercury and stuff. So yeah, that's that. And personally, I think that was like my most enjoyable Punk run in the WWE. I really love that character. I wish Straight Edge Society would have got much more love than it did. Yeah, and that and the whole Shawn. I mean, you know, I'm a Brett guy, but like that was very impressive. Like with Shawn coming back after what was that, like a 4-year, 5-year break, whatever it was, and that match he had with Hunter at SummerSlam 02. Holy shit! It's like one of the all-time best no holds barred matches. So
when I want to see just a solid Shawn match, I'll go to that SummerSlam and literally just fast forward to that match and then cut it off once it's done. That's how good that match is.
Yeah, it's one of the all-time greatest matches of anybody ever. Like you can put that up against anything. So yeah, and kudos to you, Punk, going over, man. So that's solid, a solid semi-main event. But let's go back to Ann Arbor. What is your semi-main event, Breigh?
Oh, speaking of Brett, this is a tag team ladder match where the tag team has to climb the ladder at the same time to get the tag team belts that are hung at the top of the ring. I put Owen and Brett versus the Usos.
Oh my God. Owen and Brett against the Usos. Brother versus brother versus brother versus brother. Hell, I don't know. Has that actually legitimately been done before in Mania history? I can't think of like a brother tandem going against a brother tandem, which is crazy to think because there's been so many great brother tag teams. But that's, well, let's put it this way, at least on the scale of like as big of a main event as that would be. Oh my gosh. And it's for the tag titles, you said?
Yeah.
Wow. So that is dope. And a ladder match too, nonetheless. I think it's interesting too because it's kind of even though Brett was in a ladder match, it's still kind of a little bit out of his wheelhouse. And then, but I mean, Owen can do anything his heart desire because Owen's fucking amazing. So, and the Usos, I mean, it's the Usos. Come on now. So that being said, who's going over in yours?
I put the Usos because Brett and Owen are going to get into it at the bottom, and they're not even going to be paying attention to the ladders, and the Usos are just going to be climbing up, and they get the belts, and then Brett and Owen keep fighting even more.
Oh, and then maybe it segues into like next year's Mania. We have a rematch or something. So hell yeah, I think at the end of the day, the Usos. And here's another cool thing too. You have the first ever brother versus brother WrestleMania match teaming up to go up against this next brother versus brother WrestleMania
I didn't even think
match.
about that.
It's pretty good shit, man. All right.
I like your card so much.
I know. They're both really fucking good, man. And it's just like, this is the one episode where it's just matches out of the blue I did not expect to see on this list, but it's like, fuck yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here just for Omos and Gonzalez just to see what Michael just to see him pop him. Okay?
He's gonna have a stroke.
He is going to be. I love you, Michael, but you're gonna make him so adamant that he's gonna get out of that fucking wheelchair. I'm just. Hey, we're brothers. He knows. He would have made the same joke too. I love you, buddy. All right, let's go back to the Bronx here. It is main event time. What is your main event?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your main event. And in a world where the other corporations do not put the women at the top of their card, Wrestling with Friends does. And in a world where women were only allowed to have one particular body type, these particular women excelled and did amazing things. So for my main event, for my heart, for my soul, it is Beth Phoenix, it is Rhea Ripley, it is Chyna for a triple threat for the women's title. It is a show of strength. It is a show of grace. It is a show of ability and agility. It is a show that you didn't have to be any particular kind of size to be successful in the WWE. These are some of the more muscular and athletic and taller women on the card. Honestly, body types that really weren't taken seriously until after Beth left, unfortunately. If we remember when she was tagging with Natalya, Jerry the King Lawler would consistently make jokes about their appearance, calling Beth Phoenix ugly, which is wild to me, you know. Not like Jerry the King Lawler has anything to say, but these women have all been incredibly underrated throughout their entire careers. I love them all to death in their own way, but from the core of my soul, the winner goes to China.
I love that. And once again,
And this
you
is
popped Reggie, so yeah.
and the thing with this match is that this is very similar to how Sting was handled in AEW. This is China's retirement match, along with winning the title. Monday Night Raw, she says her goodbye speech, her retirement speech. She vacates the title, manages to still have Rhea and Beth look good because you can't make Rhea look bad in any way, shape, or form. China was that kind of a performer where she can make you look good even in winning over you. She would put you over however she could because that's how Jody was. So this is my final goodbye to China.
Nice. I mean, you just created an incredible WrestleMania moment. Like that's something we'd be talking about for ages. I love to each are different eras. You have like China really kind of started it all where you can be both beautiful and strong, right? Like this just this dominant figure doesn't matter male, female, whatever, she's going to kick your ass. Same can be said for Beth Phoenix, just a beautiful, gorgeous woman, but also an amazing in-ring competitor, somebody who's very passionate about professional wrestling, had a stellar career, the youngest Hall of Famer to go in at the time, too. And I believe that record still stands for Beth Phoenix. Mm-hmm. And then Rhea, we are in the era of Rhea Ripley. We are in the era of Mommy. I mean, that is a solid fucking main event, man. That is kudos to you, my friend. You're getting my money. If you want to charge me, dude, if you want to charge me $3 for this shit, I'm in. I'm all fucking in. Like you can have it. You can have my money. So I'm just saying. So, all right, Breigh, let's go back to Ann Arbor. What is your WrestleMania main event?
It's really funny because that was my same main event. I had Rhea Ripley versus China versus Beth Phoenix for the
That's
women's
wild.
Title. Let's fucking go! Hell yeah! That is so sick. I love it. I love it when shit like that happens on this show, man. And it's I don't think it's ever happened in a main event before of any of these shows we've done. So that is sick. Hey,
because we're the best pod you're gonna have out of this series. You really had to.
Great minds think alike. So this is going to be super fucking hard for me because you both have like one of the best main event. Well, let me ask you this, Breigh, who's going over in your main event?
I said Mommy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, Mommy is on top. We get it. She's a young gun. She's going out like both. Would you have kind of a similar story like Chrissy's where this is like kind of going to be China's last match or her swan song or?
I would say no. I would have her last match be at SummerSlam where it would be just her and Rhea Ripley.
Okay. So like a one-on-one. I like that. So we get some more longer term to storytelling with it because it's like I couldn't beat you at the Showcase of the Immortals, but by God, I am going to beat you in my last match. Damn it! So I like that. I like that a lot. So man, I love both those main events. I think we've had some incredible main events on some of these shows, like for WrestleManias, but this is like the one that I just love it. I love it so fucking much. It's just like generation. It's one of those things too. Like I said, you get like 3 different eras and generations in one matchup, which is hard. It's crazy to think we're in that time frame with wrestling that you could easily do that. So, fuck. Both of these are really good cards, man. Like I love Seth and Randy opening yours. I'm so confused and intrigued by Johnny Knoxville and Doink as well as Omos and Giant Gonzalez. Like I'm definitely gonna it's my pee break match / I'm gonna go get some chicken wings, but still I'm just like I can't believe they got the balls to do that match, but it's like wow. It's something we're gonna be talking about. And then Rotunda against Breigh is great. I love LA Knight against DiBiase. The tag match with the Steiners and KO and Sammy. The ladder tag match is so compelling. But man, we go to the Bronx here and you look at this. You got Piper and Regal kicking it off, Steamboat, Ricochet, and all those other competitors in that matchup. Bailey and Victoria. Hulk Hogan get the fuck beat out of him, and Vince McMahon as well. And they're both the main events are both being the same. You know what though, Breigh, you're gonna get my you're gonna get 3 bills out of me as well. But at the end of the day, I gotta go with Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon just getting murdered on pay-per-view. I'm for it. So Chrissy, I gotta go with your card, my friend. Congratulations. You are the victor on this episode of Fantasy Warfare.
Breigh, you are incredible. You are incredible. I adore your content. I love your mind legitimately. And the fact that you and I had the exact same main event goes to show that no matter how much drama there is in the wrestling world, that the women's IWC blood runs deep. It is a sisterhood that I cannot be more lucky to be a part of with you. And I love and completely adore you. And thank you for doing what you do for us, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
You're both amazing. You really are. And like these were both amazing cards too, man. So like I say, I can't say enough good things. And I'm so glad that you got me to stay like 10 hours in the Bronx. And like I say, I'm moving in next week. So
I got family that'll take care of you. Don't worry. They'll feed you. They'll feed you.
You know, don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still XLJ from the Bronx.
Okay,
You're welcome.
But
You're
can
welcome.
I add? I had on my list for commentary too.
Oh, I
just put it out of nowhere. I put Bobby Heenan and Pat McAfee.
I love that.
Oh my
I love that.
God, that is. Oh, I love that. Hey, for shits and giggles, who would you have on yours, Chrissy?
So for commentary, it has to be JR Paul Heyman. That was my favorite commentary team ever. And I'm going to say the matches that I thought I was going to be able to say because you didn't explain the rules correctly, my friend. But I had Jazz versus Bianca.
Okay.
I had the Hardys versus the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
And this one would have been for you. It was Kurt Angle, Daniel Bryan, Bret Hart, triple threat, Bret going over.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that.
But you didn't want to stay a whole second day in the Bronx because, oh no, I might get injured. Suck it up next time.
Well, you know what? I will suck it up next time, especially if we're going to beat the shit out of like Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon. That's yeah. Well, this was an amazing episode of Fantasy Warfare, and it's been an amazing month here as we're talking about like these incredible WrestleMania dream cards. And I want to close it out with this. I want to ask you both, what are you looking forward to the most this year at WrestleMania? Chrissy, I'll start with you.
I'm looking for Bailey to have her girlhood dream come true moment. This is what I need from Bailey. Bailey is the best 4 horsewomen out of the group. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Bailey is the best on the mic out of the 4, the best in ring consistently out of the 4, due to the fact that she has shown growth and continuous growth since NXT when the others have not. Bailey has held multiple insane gimmicks. She was the champion during the Thunderdome era. She made a hollow door with a doorknob work in Ding Dong Hello with a random dead plant. She made a group of non-English speaking wrestlers and Dakota Kai, who was consistently on the injury list, relevant with damage control. She made waving, wacky, inflatable arm flailing 2 men work. She managed to get a 10-year-old child over as a mascot. Bailey is top to bottom one of the best, most honed women in the industry, but because she came out with a cute gimmick at first, no one takes her seriously. This is Bailey's time to shine. This is Bailey's time to make her mark and to take that brass ring that everyone wants to talk about, that is so rightfully hers and it is so rightfully deserved. I need Bailey in the center of the ring clasping onto that title with tears running down her face, and I need that to be the main picture on the main page on WWE.com the next day. It's time. It's as simple as that.
Doesn't get much better. Like, I'm gonna pull a rock here, even though I got a hoodie on. Goosebumps. Goosebumps. Just saying. Fuck yeah, dude. It's like it's funny too, because as we've been doing these shows too, a lot of people are saying that's the one thing they're looking forward to this most is Bailey getting her moment. And damn it, put her on the fucking posters. Put her in the top of the press conference, man. I mean, she deserves this. She fucking deserves this. And Shout out to my good buddy Hambone. Him and I have said it before. We'll say it 1,000 times more. Out of the 4 horsewomen, I truly think Bayley is the best of all 4 of them. All 4 of them are incredible competitors, but Bayley has done such a phenomenal job as like a white meat babyface, and she does an incredible heel. And there's not a whole lot of professional wrestlers that can say they can do both and do them successfully as Bayley can. So yes, Bayley needs her flowers at WrestleMania 40. What about you, Breigh? What are you looking forward to at Mania this year?
Okay, first, I'll say I want Cody to finish his story because I am over the bloodline. I just ready for something new besides that same stuff every week. And also, Bayley deserves this moment from the entrance to the match itself afterwards. She deserves her moment.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to be a very emotional WrestleMania we're going to be talking about for years to come with so many good feel-good moments coming out of it. So, well, as we wrap up here on Fantasy Warfare, as we always like to do, we got to end it with a plug-a-palooza. So, Breigh, tell us where we can find you, because we know we can find you here.
Yeah, you can usually find me here every Monday or so for Queen's Court, and sometimes on Saturdays when we do live watch-alongs, which are uncut and unsupervised, uncensored, and you never know what we're going to say. And also every
Cream
Wednesday,
pie? Just saying that. Cream pie? Sorry.
the other night it was eggplants, cucumbers. I don't even know what's
All
started that
things
conversation.
nothing is off limits.
No. And then every Wednesday, you can find me over at twitch.tv/Wolfpack Podcast for, well, now it's the Wolfpack Podcast, but repping the show. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Hell yeah. And Chrissy, tell us where we can find you, my friend.
XLJ, Breigh, thank you so much for having me on once again. I love you guys to death. Thank you so much for what you do, guys, for the culture. Honestly, it wouldn't be the same without y'all. Thank you so much, babies, for watching. My name is Chrissy Tina. You can find me on TikTok at Chrissy_Tina. I do NXT Rewinds every Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I am lucky and blessed enough to be working with incredible creators like Breigh, like XLJ, where we pick an NXT takeover, we watch it and remember it when we reminisce, because sometimes life is a lot, and it sucks, but it sucks a little bit less with friends. Speaking of friends, I have a podcast with my best friend, James. We do Wrestling with Friends, where the only thing that I have there is a mommy issue, and it's a mommy issue for Rhea Ripley, and it's an improvement, honestly, because wrestling is better, but it's great with friends.
Hell yeah. And of course, you can find me here on World Championship Wreckage's YouTube channel here on Fantasy Warfare. As well as you can see here, you can come over to our YouTube channel, Cole TV, where you can catch such great shows as Pro Wrestling 60 every Monday, where we cover everything that happens in the world of professional wrestling. And we've got some amazing things on the horizon. You can come see us live and in color, if you will, in Indianapolis on Friday, March the 29th and Saturday, March 30th at the Squared Circle Expo 4. We will be there with our good friends Ruby ringside, and you can come meet Cole Radrick as well as Allie Catch and Effie. That's right, Bussy's going to be in the house with us, so come say hi to us if you're there. And I will be in Philadelphia this year for WrestleMania 40. I'm so excited. We've got some tremendous content. I'll be coming to you from there as well, so stay tuned on Cole TV. You can see all that and so much more. Well, once again, I want to thank you both, Breigh and Chrissy, for joining us here on this amazing episode of Fantasy Warfare. And if you're not doing so, folks, please hit that like and subscribe button. I mean, you're nuts if you're not going to, because you could get amazing shows like this. And also, you can follow up and see what the hell Michael's reaction is going to be on Queen's Court, because I can't fucking wait to see what he's going to do when you're talking about Giant Gonzalez against Almas. But anyways, nonetheless, we want to thank you so much for joining us here on Fantasy Warfare, and we will see you next time. Everybody have a safe and wonderful week. Peace.